Hey guys, it's Rena. A little bit of a different setup today. I thought I'd switch it up. Just so you guys know, I am a grad student, so during the school year, I'm away at school, and during the summer, I'm at home, so if you see me move around a lot, I'm just trying to figure out where is the best place for me to film here at home. And right now, I'm just in my room, on the floor. But I wanted to film a first impressions video on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Beauty Killer palette. I just got it in the mail last night, so I haven't had too much time to play with it, which is why I didn't want to do like a premature review or anything. But I did use it today on my eyes. You can see I did like a very like pinky purple look today. And I have done swatches, so I have a feel for the product, how it applies, the textures and everything. The only thing I can't speak to yet is the wear time. So a proper review video will be coming later. For now, I just want to provide swatches. Just to get that out there so you guys, if you were thinking about buying it, could go ahead and grab it while it's still in stock. So I am going to be applying it over primer with a brush. So the brush, this is basically how I would apply it on my eyes. I wear primer every day, and I usually use a brush kind of like this one. This is one of the Urban Decay dual-ended brushes that came with one of the Vice palettes. So this is pretty typical of the way I would apply my makeup. So here's the palette. It's quite large. It's a good deal larger than I was actually expecting, so kind of cool. I'll go into more detail when I actually do a full review. For now, this is really just going to be swatching and telling you about the texture. But here they are. There's the 10 shades. Fold that over so you don't get blinded. You have Star Power, Princess, Violence, Rich Bitch, Courtney, Expensive, Confession, Vanity, China White, and Black Rainbow. And today I used Star Power, Princess, Violence, Courtney, Black Rainbow, China White, Vanity, and that's it. So I used a good majority of the shades today. I'm not wearing lip product because I'm kind of letting my lips breathe today, so just don't mind that, the unfinished look. Anyway, I'll get into the swatches. I've been using like this portion right here so I don't ruin the J's on the pan. And it's been keeping them looking pretty nice. So I'm going to keep going with that. The first one is Star Power. It looks really, really bright on the brush. And here it is over primer with a brush. Okay. The next one is Princess, right there. Let's see. Princess swatches a little bit lighter. Well, not lighter, but patchier, I suppose, on my hand than it actually did on my lid. It actually performed really beautifully today, and I have that like right here. Okay. Violence is really, really soft, but it does have some fallout. So there's Violence, and here it is on my hand, the third one. But yeah, it does crumble quite a bit. It's pretty powdery. Then we're going to go into Rich Bitch, which is kind of just fun to say. This one has a weird texture. I have some issues with it. I'm going to show you. This is how it is with the same amount I swatched of the other colors. I hope you can tell it's pretty thin in the way that it swatches. A second pass really helps quite a bit, but it's still not the most pigmented of all of them. Okay, now we've got Courtney, which is way more pigmented than I expected. I went to use it as a transition shade today, and yeah, there it is. It is this peachy matte shade. It was way too dark for me to use as a transition, like the way that I intended it to be. So now that I know, it'll definitely be more of a lid shade for me. But, you know, that's what first impressions are for. Here's Expensive. This one, you're definitely going to need some kind of a glitter primer or tacky base like NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil or Fiorne Pixie Epoxy, because there it is. You can tell that the shimmer didn't really capture in my swatch, only a little bit, and it's pretty powdery, so there's a lot of fallout that happens. Okay, Confession, which is one of the other ones that I haven't used yet on my eyes. These aren't really the type of colors I normally go for. There we go. There's a one pass swatch. It's kind of a cranberry color. It reminds me exactly of MAC Cranberry, actually, so it's fairly similar. Next we have Vanity, which I wasn't really excited for, but it actually is a pretty lovely color. The mattes in this palette are fantastic. So there it is. It's a dark gray purple, like almost a blackened purple. Very like much an eggplant color. Okay, then China White. I used this on my brow bone today. It's the perfect matte white highlight for me. It's a little bit less white, more cream than Sugar Pill Taco or Taco. There it is. Perfect highlight. And the last one is Black Rainbow, which hopefully you can see there's a lot of multicolor shimmer in here. And very pigmented black. Always important. I'm going to set the palette down briefly. There it is. I don't know if you can tell, but a lot of the shimmer didn't translate to the actual swatch, which is a problem I found for a couple of these, expensive and Black Rainbow. I have Black Rainbow on my lower lash line, but none of the sparkles actually adhered, and I even used NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, so it didn't really even keep them tacky and like stuck on my eye, even with that. So overall, I think the swatches are pretty good. There's a couple that are a little bit lacking. For instance, Rich, Expensive, and Black Rainbow is good. It's a really good black. Like it was very soft and pigmented, but the sparkles just don't stick around, which isn't unusual, unfortunately. But overall, I'll go through each shade really quick and just explain the actual texture and how they applied if I used them today. So Star Power is pretty dry compared to like what it looked like in Jeffree's video. It looked very buttery. Mine feels a little drier than the rest of the mattes. That could be because of the color, because a lot of times pinks like this do tend to look like that and feel like that. But in comparison to Savage from the Urban Decay Electric palette, it was very dry. Princess applied wonderfully. I believe this is the Frost finish. It went on very smooth, pretty pigmented, and was very buildable. Violence applied very, very pigmented to my outer corner here. Loved using this shade. It's not usually the shades I like to use on my eyes because I like very cool tone purples, but this is very pretty and very pigmented. Rich Bitch I have not used on my eyes yet, but it did swatch pretty thin. When you swipe it, you get it on your finger, but it's not entirely opaque, but you definitely have the shimmer. I think that if you used a tacky base, it would definitely pop. Courtney was fantastic. I did use it, like I said, kind of in the crease. You can kind of tell there's a little bit of like an orangish color. It's definitely more pigmented than I expected, so it doesn't make a great transition for me. But I can't wait to use it all over the lid with like Black Rainbows to smoke it out. Expensive, again, is a little more dry than I expected, and the glitter doesn't really adhere to the lid, and it definitely has some fallout issues when I was swatching. So I'm going to have to be careful with this one going forward. Confession is smooth. I haven't used it on the lid, but it feels just like Violence, so I have high hopes. Vanity is smooth, just like the rest of the mattes. It's great. I think it makes a really good alternative to Black Rainbow to smoke out a look. China White was fantastic. It worked so well as a highlight. I think it'll be it's a good staple for this palette to have, and the texture was just beautiful. And then Black Rainbow worked really well as an under eyeliner, what am I trying to say? Lower lash line liner. And I'm sure it'll be lovely to smoke things out, but the glitter does not really show up on the lid. So overall, those are just my first impressions. I haven't really gotten a chance to use them too much. They did blend really beautifully, I find. I think they worked really well together. But I really need to try out the other shades, especially the ones I was having issues with, and see how they work. And I will, I'll report back to you guys and let you know what I thought. But so far, I generally like it. I think it's worth the $45. It's not the most unique palette in the world, especially not to my collection where I have a lot of bright pinks and stuff. But so far, so good. I'll show the swatches one more time just so you can get a good look at it. And again, those are over Urban Decay Primer Potion, but swatched with a brush, which is how I would apply them to my lid. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already and if you enjoyed this. And I should be putting out some more videos soon. Thank you.